Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and grow crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
We turn now to the coronavirus and the record high number of cases, second only to the number we saw at the beginning of the pandemic back in March. Elected leaders continue to urge everyone to wear masks and follow social distancing rules. Today, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo promised the state would be an example to the rest of the country for distributing the vaccine. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger has the story.
It was welcome news for hundreds of thousands of families who'd spent most of the weekend on pins and needles.
I do want to let you know school is open tomorrow, and that's a blessing.
The mayor announced this morning in-person instruction will continue at 1,800 public schools tomorrow. He'd warned as recently as Friday the end could be near.
You got it.
So on this Gramercy Park playground this Sunday, relief, at least for another day.
If they weren't in school, they'd be here with hundreds of kids instead of just 5 kids in a classroom spread out, wearing masks.
When city schools opened to great fanfare less than 2 months ago, the mayor said he'd close them all if the citywide test positivity rate exceeded 3%. As of Tuesday, the 7-day average is 2.57% and rising. So while in-person school will continue, it's anyone's guess for how long. And nationwide, COVID cases are on fire.
The healthcare system's breaking, literally breaking.
In all but 2 states, hospitalizations are up, with more Americans in the hospital with COVID than at any time during the pandemic. And more than 1,000 Americans are dying every day. That's up 60% since last month, and it's like 2 jumbo jets crashing.
Thousands upon thousands of Americans have been dying every day since America's conception, especially in this modern era where they use processed food. It's like all other illnesses that kill people every day, all day long. Lung cancers, cancer, lupus, leukemia, heart attacks, hypertension, different forms of flu, the regular flu. Things have been killing people all along. And basically what they're doing is they're using science and data as a weapon, and they're taking away the ability to question it. All right? They don't provide proof. They just give you numbers. All right? When you have a one-sided informational flow that controls the narrative and hostilely comes against anyone who questions or gives evidence that things are different. Ecclesiastes 12:12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh a wild beast? So you Israelites trust and believe in this man wholeheartedly who has done nothing but raped, robbed, murdered, killed you, and mistreated you for the last 500 years. And now all of a sudden, this man cares for you, wants to put you first.
Every day.
So now the vaccine is on the way. Great news. But the big question now is, who gets the vaccine?
And it's what's feeding the urgency for a vaccine here at home. Governor Andrew Cuomo today avowed equity in how New York State distributes it, with an emphasis on underserved communities at the highest risk.
We know that our Black, brown, and poorer communities have fewer health care institutions. And that's why the COVID death toll is so high for Black and brown communities. We're not going to make the same mistake again.
And you know, there have been people who have died supposedly But I have to honestly say, I don't know anyone within the so-called black brown community that has actually died from COVID. And the few people that I know that got it, maybe about several, all right, or people that I know that, you know, I know about 3 people that got it, and then 4, and then I know of a couple people that I know that got it, and they all healed from it with no problem. Some recovered in 3 days, some recovered in a week. The longest took 2 weeks, but they all recovered. COVID has a 99.6 recovery rate. All right, just saw a meme where it says, well, they were talking to an Amish guy, and they said, why doesn't COVID affect the Amish? And he said, because we don't have TVs. Because you don't have to listen to programmed propaganda, brainwashing propaganda over and over again.
Period.
As New York, still reeling from the first wave, braces for something even worse.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me his truth. And salutations to the elect scattered abroad throughout the 4 corners of the earth. My name is Amu Gabar, back with another lesson. Lord willing to edify and to feed the lambs of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai through the Holy Spirit, Rakakwadash. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson, straight to the point. And this is just another news update, blowing the trumpet. This article was sent to me by the brother Pashai. All right, and just showing you more and more. At this point, everybody should know that the so-called white man is the damn devil.
And yes, they should. If you don't, then you... And then, yeah, this is the brother Amu Gabar, beautiful brother from the main camp out in compliments of him out in New York. And which was the inspiration for me chiming in on this video. So I'm going to try to skillfully add. Let's see if I can click back to the other video.
Verizon 5G is here.
Damn commercials, I swear. Didn't used to have that problem.
Which is nevertheless enough to disrupt.
Okay, all right. This is a video from the WEF, the World Economic Forum at Davos. All right. And I'm going to read Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Christs, Yahushai, all right, and false prophets, and show great signs and wonders, and so much, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Listen closely.
The global balance. Just think what will happen to developing economies once it is cheaper to produce textiles or cars in California than in Mexico. And what will happen to politics in your country in 20 years when somebody in San Francisco or in Beijing knows the entire medical and personal history of every politician, every judge, and every journalist in your country, including all their sexual escapades, all their mental weaknesses, and all their corrupt dealings? Will it still be an independent country, or will it become a data colony? When you have enough data, you don't need to send soldiers in order to control a country. Alongside inequality, the other major danger we face is the rise of digital dictatorships that will monitor everyone all the time. This danger can be stated in the form of a simple equation, which I think might be the defining equation of life in the 21st century. B times C times D equals R, which means biological knowledge multiplied by computing power multiplied by data equals the ability to hack humans.
Wow.
If you know enough biology and you have enough computing power and data, you can hack my body and my brain and my life, and you can understand me better than I understand myself. You can know my personality type, my political views, my sexual preferences, my mental weaknesses, my deepest fears and hopes. You know more about me than I know about myself. And you can do that not just to me, but to everyone. A system that understands us better than we understand ourselves can predict our feelings and decisions, can manipulate our feelings and decisions, and can ultimately make decisions for us. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough, and nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls.
Let's pause it right there. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:4. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? So the Lord is always, I told you so, just like we've been telling you. Esau Edom wants to be God-like, and he's developing the software to do so, which is directly connected to this vaccine that they want to put into the people, and they want to put it in you so-called blacks and natives and Hispanics, blacks and browns first. When in 500 years of history have you ever been put first? The political thing you will put last. Housing and funding you will put last. Rights and services you will put last. Now all of a sudden, first-class citizens want to take a back seat so that you could go first. Wake your dumb asses up. You know, there's an acronym that I use, D.A.N. Dumbass niggas, you Dan. All right, there's your tribe of Dan right there, dumbass niggas. All right, and spiggers. If you're going to take this thing, because the vaccine has the nanotechnology in it, which prepares you for the microchip that he may be able to accomplish the human hacking that he's speaking about.
We are now hackable animals. That's what we are. The power to hack human beings can, of course, be used for good purposes, like providing much better healthcare.
Like controlling you.
If this power falls into the hands of a 21st century Stalin, the result will be the worst totalitarian regime in human history, and we already have a number of applicants for the job of 21st century Stalin.
Now watch him use North Korea, who does not have this technology. And look at the smirk on his face as he said, this damn devil, never trust thy enemy. When he's speaking about himself, he goes and throws Moab under the bus. But it's really talking about himself.
Just imagine North Korea in 20 years when everybody has to wear a biometric bracelet which constantly monitors your blood pressure, your heart rate, your brain activity, 24 hours a day. You listen to a speech on the radio by the great leader, and they know what you actually feel. You can clap your hands and smile, but if you're angry, they know you'll be in the gulag tomorrow morning.
He just basically exposed himself in this plan. If you speak out against or you go against this system, they want a hive type mentality. And they're basically the elites are the queen bees, and you're just the worker bees that work in unison off the pheromones to support and build their kingdom. Because he goes on in this video to talk about creating heaven and hell. All right. Basically, they're about to put the whole population of the earth in hell as they create their own what's the word that I'm looking for? Now I can't remember, but their own heaven. Elysium, as they build their own Elysium. All right. And how is all this going to be accomplished that he's talking about? The microchip. So for ISUPK and all these other Israelite camps that speak against the chip, all right, HOI and all these other that are in denial, this is what I don't want to say it. This C19 is all about. That's what it's all about to get to this point. This is Revelation 13 and 15. And it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. And he caused it both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's what this is all about. You will not be able to function in this society without it. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to shop. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to do anything. And then they have control, all right, over all purchases, public or private. That's what this is all about. And they're so close to doing this, and they're going to bring great violence to do it. They showed you in that Purge movie, just like the brother Amawan Gabar said. All right. This is why they're going to use the army to do this. The militaries. You Israelites are the intended targets for destruction. And they're going to destroy a lot of their own, these working class and middle class Edomites that have now become useless eaters that they don't need anymore. They're going to get rid of a lot of them too. Keep just enough to be worker bees. All right. Or maybe for breeding. Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Apashai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Wa Abba Shalom.